Well, it is the first Friday of the month, so Roanoke Mayor Joe Cobb is joining us to discuss what's going on in the Star City. Mayor, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Lindsay. It's great to be here.
Yeah, we love having you back here, keeping everybody informed and talking about what really matters here in the city. So first off, let's talk about the city's budget. Last we heard, the city was facing a pretty significant deficit, close to $19 million. That has been cut down to $5.1 million. Can you talk about where the cuts were made and what future cuts might have to be made?
Yes, it's a great question. So we looked at all of our departments, and essentially what we did was any department requests for more funding were just not considered. We've also looked at vacancies. So we have about 100 to 115 vacant positions that we will not fill in the coming year. So that could have some impact on our departments. The work that remains is really taking that deeper dive. $5.1 million is a lot. It might affect personnel. It might affect delivery of services. So things like trash pickup might be every other week instead of every week. It might impact library hours or parks and recreation program services. So we're taking a really close look at all of those things and trying to minimize the impact, but at the same time continue on this path that we've been on of really making sure all of our city employees who we retain right now, who deliver these services, are receiving a living wage. So it's a balance of trying to honor that compensation growth while reducing some of the other program costs that we're facing in the city.
I don't know if you can answer this question, but are you foreseeing any layoffs? Should anybody be concerned about losing their jobs potentially?
Well, $5.1 million is a lot. I mean, the schools are certainly looking at this. We're looking at this. There could be some potential impacts in that regard. We're hoping that by having a hiring freeze and not filling some of those positions, that will be a significant cost savings. But in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing an even deeper dive into that. And then on the 23rd of this month, we have a special called council meeting at 2 o'clock, and the city manager will present the proposed budget at that time.
Is that going to be resolving that $5.1 million deficit?
It will. And for the city, really the bigger challenge is to fully fund the schools at what they would like to have, and to fully fund the city, we need about $35 million of new revenue. Revenue growth has become stagnant, and so we don't have $35 million. So that's why we have the deficit and why we're having to make these reductions. Revenue growth has slowed because real estate revenue has started to decline. The sales tax is pretty flat even during December, which we expected to see a bump, but it was still flat. And I think that reflects some of the things that are going on in the greater economy right now. And so we're seeing some of the repercussions of that locally.
All right. Well, one last quick question before we let you go. Moving on to the Hotel Roanoke, we have reported that it's going to be sold. Can you talk about the latest with that? I understand that there's been a DC-based real estate company tapped to market and sell.
Yes, so the Hotel Roanoke Conference Commission, of which I'm a member, signed off on a resolution to include the conference center in that proposed sale. We felt like with Virginia Tech Foundation wanting to sell the hotel, the two really needed to be looked at together as a complete package. So we approved a resolution to move forward with contracting with this broker for Newmark for 1 year to bring back bids in the next step of the sale process.
Is the hope to keep it as a hotel and conference center? Very
much so. That's the benefit to our city and to our region, and all of us agree that we want that to happen.
All right. Well, Mayor Joe Cobb, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Lindsay.